This is the Ferguson tape recorder. It's a stereo model. I have shown it in a previous video, but the fault it's got is one of its VU meters has failed. It just gets stuck. If I shake this one, you'll see it just gets stuck in one position and doesn't move. It's just gone stiff. I've tried messing about with the bearings, but it's just sort of made it worse. Anyway, what I have managed to do is find a replacement that's sort of new. It's calibrated almost the same. I'll show you the original one and the new one. There we go. The only difference being is the top slightly rounded on the original and it's flat on this one. Physically, they're almost the same size. And this has a built-in bulb. Now, there was a bulb that went here to light up the counter and the VU meter, but the bulb had failed. But this VU meter will light up. Now, I'm in a quandary as to whether to replace. I think I'll replace a pair of them. The only problem is the originals were calibrated sort of, not calibrated, were made with the needle pointing in opposite directions so that they could both fit that way instead of fitting that way, because of course there's a lump on the end here for the meter coil. So they were back to back. But of course, if I put these back to back, one will move one way and one will move the other way. They'll be calibrated, but they'll be moving in opposite directions. So as I say, the calibration is almost bang on. And in actual fact, I've just lashed this one up to see if it would need adjusting inside to calibrate the meters, and they don't need calibrating at all. They're absolutely spot on. So that's even more reason for me just to replace the pair of them. I can't really see a way around it, and if I don't replace the pair of them, these light up, that one doesn't, so it'll look a bit odd with just the bottom one lighting up. So I think I'll replace the two and put them in that way, and I'll just have to live with it. It'll just be a bit harder to read when you're trying to set the levels for stereo. I just don't think I'm going to have the room to have them both in the right way, but I'll pause the video now and I'll have a jiggle around and I'll see if I can make something fit or not, and then I'll solder them in and then we'll give them a test. Well, I think I can just about squeeze them in. They were held in originally, they were held together with a rubber band, and I think they just about pinch in together and will look okay. So I think I'll be happy with that. They said they weren't actually, the only way these were held in the machine itself was with a rubber band, and even the light bulb was held in this area, and it just all had a rubber band around it, so there was no securing bracket. They will be pivoted slightly inwards, but I don't think that's going to look too bad. I think I'll just sort of solder them in now, and we'll go with it like that. But I think it'll just about work. This is inside one of the originals, and I think what it is the bearings go in them. This one is the one that was okay. I can take these apart actually and slip this in, but because these are illuminated, and also the calibration markings on the meter is, say, almost identical, so I'm not going to be making hundreds of hours of stereo tapes on this thing anyway. I just wanted it to work for when you do the odd recording. So yeah, these were just a little Chinese replacement. So yeah, I'll solder them in now and then we'll come back and see what they're like when they're recording a tape. Right, so I've soldered these in now, and I will now route these wires and tidy the wires up, and I'll put the top of the cabinet back on, and I'll do a little clip of it recording a tape and recording and the meters going up and down. So yeah, I'll just screw all this this case back together and tidy these wires up. Right, I have assembled everything again and I'm about to try it. I threaded up a bit of tape, and at the moment I've got it on, I've got my DIN wire connected to my amp and my receiver rather, and it's just on a static AM band, so I've got a nice white noise. Just sort of look at the meter levels. So let's turn it on. Yep, and they light up, which is an improvement. That's the gramophone, the radio input, which I got it on. So I have to try and do this with one hand. Push that down. Let's just fast forward to a piece of tape and reset the counter. So pause. Press these two down and the two play buttons. One hand. Now when I turn this up, now one of these will be, when the volumes pots are level, one of these isn't quite at the same level, and then when you bring into the channel, so let's have a look. There we go, and I can hear the static coming through the speakers on here. You see one of these levels isn't quite right, but it was like that before, and you just had to boost the left channel, or just drop down the right channel, which is why it is important to have meters. So there we go, now they're calibrated and it's just below there. Get them level, that's it. So now hopefully we'll have a horrible static noise being recorded, and then I'll pause it again and we'll actually put it on a station. Okay, wait till it gets to 10. There we go. Right, so let's pause it now. Let's now just tune it into a station. I want it in mono so I can know that they're both about equally balanced. Well, actually, we'll go to an FM station. So let's drop that down a bit. And level them up. Let's go to FM mono. I don't get a very good signal here is the problem. FM muting off. On to talk station really. I don't think I'm going to have much luck here. I'm trying to get a strong signal, but well, we can get that if it's not quite tuned in properly. So we've got it running through here. The meters seem to be about right, so let's give that a go.
He's aware that he's become a pantomime of what he perhaps was in Oxford, and it's a really class act that he does. His friends all like him. His friends say
A bit too much. Turn it down a bit more.
he's probably rather fun.
Matthew Paris and Gabby Hensley on the Reese Moggs taking a leaf out of the Kardashians book. That's all from me this week. But next week, Ben Riley Smith and the Daily Telegraph will be in the chair to take you through the week's.
Right, let's have a go at that. Let's turn this off. Unwind. There we go. And play. So, There's our horrible static we recorded. It sounds balanced about right.
That he's become a pantomime of what he perhaps was in Oxford, and it's a really class act that he does. His friends all like him. His friends say he's great company. I think he's probably rather fun.
Matthew Paris and Gabby Hinsliff on the Rees-Moggs taking a leaf out of the Kardashians book. That's all from me this week. But next week, Ben Riley-Smith and the Daily Telegraph will be in the chair to take...
Yep, I think that's made a very good recording, and the meters seem to be calibrated where the old ones were, which is good. So yes, I don't think that looks too bad. Let's see what it looks like with the lid down. Yes, I mean, it didn't have a bulb before, so yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. They were just little meters I had off AliExpress, edge meters I think they called them. There's a bit more of a gap there than there would have been originally, but at least now it has a working pair of meters, whereas before one was completely broken and you were just having to sort of guess. So yes, I think we've saved the life of this machine for a bit longer yet.